everyone. I believe you guys have watched the new syllabus capital market and security laws, and most of the major parts have discussed regarding the amendments in the class only. But of course, just to run through everything once, I'll be doing it as a one version in the recorded videos. So if you guys have any doubts, please feel free to reach out. Yep. So let's start your supplements, that is amendments applicable for June 24 examination. So whoever have watched my videos before this particular attempt, make sure you guys are watching this. It is applicable for June as well as December. So for June, it will be mandatorily applicable. Okay. So the amendments are there in these chapters. Yes, so it is there in these chapters. So we'll cover it in the same order. I'll let you know wherever this particular amendments are effective, and you guys can go ahead accordingly. Yeah, and I believe this time amendments are important. I suspect in certain places that I'm expecting a couple of questions to come. So I'll let you know when we are doing that topic only. So just watch through, and I hope that should help you. If it is not so important, I'll explain you and I'll tell you this is okay concept only. Yeah. Okay. The first amendment, sir, it is in the chapter 3, Securities Contract Regulation Act. And this is applicable for new syllabus and not for the old syllabus. Yeah. So keep that also in mind. Okay. So the new definition of government company has been added, it seems. From operational point of view, this is not so important for us. Whatever is the government company definition in Companies Act, the same thing has been put in the Securities Contract Regulation Act as well. So if in a company, if 51% or more is held by central government, state government, or central and state or state governments, and such company will be called as a government company, same definition has been put here also. Yeah. Next one is Rule 19A. What is Rule 19A? Continuous listing requirement. If you guys have watched the videos, people, what is continuous listing requirement? Or I would have told this to you guys in the class also as minimum public shareholding. This will be, people, 25% of the paid up capital of the company, if you remember. At any given point of time, 25% has to be with the public, if you remember. The same thing. On that, there is one extra thing they have added. What is that? Not so significant, but a case-based scenario might be asked if they want. Now, what does that see here? The central government may, in public interest, exempt any listed entity in which the central government or state government or a public sector company. So imagine there is one listed company. In this listed company, a central government, a state government, or a public sector undertaking, I'm just taking as PSU, either individually or in combination, whether alone or together, in combination with other, hold directly or indirectly majority of the shares or voting powers or control of such listed company from any or all of the provisions of this rule. Meaning what, sir? Central government may exempt this listed company from this 25% of minimum public shareholding when, sir, in this listed company, whether individually or taken together, if everyone together or individually, if they are holding majority of the shares or voting powers or control in this listed company, then in the public interest, this listed company can be exempted from the minimum public shareholding or the continuous listing requirement. This is an amendment. Done now. That's all. Okay. Next one, sir. In Securities and Exchange Board of India, in SEBI chapter, if you remember in scores, people, now here there has been an amendment. Yeah. And this is quite important as well. So I'll quickly run you through how the amendment takes place also. So try to concentrate, very important from exam point of view. Okay. Now what are they saying? SEBI complaint redressal system is a centralized web-based complaint redressal system that we have seen in the class only. It's like web-based only, online only, right? To provide a facilitative platform for the benefit of the aggrieved investors. So whoever are aggrieved are like the people who are affected. For them, you guys can reach out on this platform. Whose grievances against Sir, I have a complaint against whom? If you have a complaint against any listed company, any intermediary, or any market infrastructure institutions like people stock exchanges, depositories, if you have a complaint against them, listed company, intermediary, or MIIs. So if you have a problem against these three people, together these people will be called as entities going forward. Yes, and on these people, it remain unresolved. Since then, SEBI has revised and strengthened the process of facilitating the redressal of grievances by such entities. So now SEBI is trying to strengthen the process of the scores mechanism. How? We'll see. They have nothing but they have added some more, timelines for everything. And we already had some existing timelines. Now they have revised those timelines, and they have clearly gotten some monitoring mechanism. Now throughout this particular scores platform, whenever you lodge a complaint, until the complaint is absolutely redressed, they have clearly gotten a supervising or a monitoring mechanism. Someone will always be overseeing this entire complaints, whether you have done it properly or not. So investors' interest is a little better taken care. Okay. Now for that, what did they do? So scores is governed by master secretary. Okay. The processing of investor complaints against listed companies in SEBI complaints, same thing. Okay. In order to strengthen the existing investor grievances more efficiently by reducing the timelines. So there the timelines were more. Now they have tried to reduce the timelines. We'll see how much and all. And by introducing auto routing and auto escalation of complaint. So they have brought in some new words, auto routing and auto escalation. SEBI notified SEBI Facilitation of Grievance Redressal Mechanism Amendment Regulations 2023 and amended various SEBI regulations such as, so all these are amended, it seems, by this particular regulation. Now you will be following this. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, what is this entire thing, sir? Okay, now how they have introduced people. Now imagine, I'll first tell you how the process works and then we'll go through this particular thing. Now imagine people, there is an investor, I have a problem against a company. Now I know for a fact they have told me that this company will be called as entity in this amendment regulations. It will be termed as an entity. It can be company here, it can be an intermediary here, or it can be market infrastructure institution here. I have a complaint against them. Now what will I do? First to process people, you will try to personally address this particular complaint directly with them. Now imagine every company will have something called as stakeholder relationship committee. They will have grievance redressal officer. You try to reach out to them. Now imagine if they do not respond. Now what I will do? I will come through scores. Okay. Now whenever I'm coming through scores, now these people have to respond to my complaint immediately. Now what is the guarantee that they do not, they will respond it in time or not? Who will oversee this entire thing? Now what they have done, people, they have appointed a few people. Now who are these people, sir? One sec. Okay. Now they have appointed a few people as designated bodies. Now who are these designated bodies? Now you can imagine like this. There is someone who is always looking out for this entire process. Someone is overseeing whether this complaints have been redressed properly or not. Who is this? This entire thing, people, is called as designated bodies. Now who are these designated bodies? In your amendment sheet, they have not defined this designated bodies properly. They have given here, if you see, the designated bodies as per this circular include listed companies, merchant bankers, banker to issue, REIT, municipal debt securities, debenture trustees. They're telling you all these people as designated bodies. They are not designated bodies, people. In fact, I have given you an extra amendment thing. This is not there for your syllabus. This table is not there for your syllabus. Now these people are the designated bodies. Now what do you mean by that? Now imagine, sir, if there is a listed company, who is the head of all the listed companies? They are telling you all the listed companies, one common person will first to oversee everything, it seems. Who is that? Like a leader. Now that person is called as stock exchange. Now they will be called as a designated body. People have not taken this from somewhere. I've taken this from the circular that is given here only. Can you see this? If you see, this is a schedule of SEBI only. And this is updated September 20, 2023. This is the same circular. Yeah, so these are the designated bodies. Now imagine same way. If at all I have a problem against merchant bankers, there is something called as Association of Investment Bankers of India. Now he is like a leader. He will oversee. Now, for example, imagine if there is okay, debenture trustees. There is something called as Trustees Association of India. This is very easy for you. Depository participant. Who is the leader for them? Depositories. Correct? So they have introduced people like this. Stock brokers. For them, stock exchanges. So that is how they have introduced everyone. Now they are called as designated bodies. Now in our picture, sir, here whatever we are drawing, the eyes belongs to designated bodies. Now I have a complaint against the company. The company did not respond properly. Now the first person that will take action, it is called as first review. It will be with the designated body. He will take the first action. You can take it like a first review. Sir, now what if even this person also has taken sufficient care? I'm not still satisfied, sir. Next people, the bigger person will come. Now the person that comes is called as people SEBI. He is like the second ultimate leader and like a regulator. So this is how they have framed everything now. Now this is called as first review, this is called as second review. And for everything they have given you timelines. This is how the entire thing is structured. Got a fair idea? Now we'll just run through what they have given. Okay, responsibilities of a DB, our first IA. The designated body shall be responsible for monitoring and handling grievances redressal. So I will monitor and also handle of what? Grievance redressal of whom? Investors against respective entities. Entities are like who? Companies, intermediaries or MIIs. Under their domain. Which domain? I show you the list. I showed you the list. Whoever is coming under their domain, the respective person will take care. Okay, and taking non-enforcement actions, including issuing advisories. I'm not telling I'm going to punish you. I'm taking non-enforcement actions like issuing advisory. You have a timeline, you have not yet responded. I'll issue a caution letter like a notice. If you don't respond, what is going to happen? Now all of that is still same as what we had before only. Like I will issue a notice, 1,000 rupees per penalty, per grievance as penalty per day. And if you don't respond for that also, the promoter's shareholding will be freezed. That is same. That has not changed. Yes, sir. And if that is also not working out, sir, I will refer to SEBI for enforcement actions. So my first eye didn't work. I'll refer to the second eye. Clear? Yes, sir. Okay. Now, framework for handling of investor grievances received through scores by entities and monitoring. How does it work? Now, see here. Submission of complaint and handling of the complaints by the entity. Now, what is happening? Now, sir, there is an investor. He is submitting one complaint, it seems. Where is that, sir? Now, imagine he is submitting this on scores. Okay. All entities who are in receipt of complaints of the investors through scores shall resolve the complaint within 21 calendar days of the receipt of such complaint. Meaning what, sir? Now let us imagine a listed company, it receives a complaint through scores. Now the company has to respond to this within 21 calendar days. 21 calendar days from the day you received it. Okay. The complaints lodged on scores against any entity shall be automatically forwarded to the concerned entity. The scores only will forward this complaint to you. The company will automatically get it. And they need to upload ATR. ATR means what, people? So within 21 days, the company has to upload a ATR. ATR means people, action taken report. I've taken the action. Now this is what is a resolution. I have to do this within 21 calendar days. So the company will respond to the investor, and the resolution given also will automatically go to the investor's ID. If you remember, we had seen in class how to create your ID, how to lodge a complaint on scores. If you remember, you have to create your credentials, ID and password in that investor corner. That is same as it is. Yeah. Okay. Now, sir, the ATR of the entity will be automatically routed to the complainant. So the investor will get the resolution. The complaint against the entity shall be simultaneously forwarded through scores to the relevant designated body as well. So, sir, who and all will get the ATR here? the complainant will get as well as the designated body. If it's a listed company, who is a designated body? It will go to the designated stock exchange. The stock exchange will also get the action taken report. Okay. The designated body shall ensure that the concerned entity submits the ATR within the stipulated 21 calendar days. The first eye is always looking at it. The designated body will make sure you reply to this complaint within 21 calendar days. Okay. The designated body shall monitor ATR submitted by the entity under their domain and inform the concerned entity to improve the quality of redressal. Now, what is it, sir? They are telling no, as it is, the designated body will be monitoring this. If you're missing the deadline or guideline, I'll be telling you that you're missing it. You have to do it within so many days. And not only that, sir, because a copy is also sent to the designated body, the DB will also it will intimate the company whenever if you are not replying to the adequate standards. I'm telling you to improve your quality of redressal. I can even suggest you. Okay. The first review of the complainant. In case complainant is satisfied with the resolution provided, I'm okay, I'm happy. Who? The investor is happy. Now what will happen? Why the ATR or complaint does not choose to review, or I'll say I do not want to go for a review. Review is like an appeal. The complaint shall be disposed on the scores. So on the platform, people, if you do not go for a review, or if you say that I'm satisfied with whatever the solution is given, then people on the scores website, your particular complaint will be removed, meaning it will be considered as resolved. Okay. However, if the complainant is not satisfied, sir, I'm not satisfied with the resolution, then the complainant may request for a review of the resolution. Meaning, people, I'm asking, I'm not happy. Someone wants to review this. Okay. Provided by the entity within 15 calendar days from the date of ATR. Now, what is happening, people? The investor got, this is the first step. In the second step, what is happening? The investor people can go for a review. Meaning, I'm asking, I want someone else to look into this. Within how many days, sir? Within 15 calendar days, I can ask for a review. Who will review it, people? It will be reviewed by the designated body. Now see that only. From the date of the ATR, in case the complainant has requested for a review of the resolution provided by the entity, or the entity has not submitted the ATR, imagine both the cases will come for review. If I have asked for review or the company did not. Now imagine what else will come. The company, if it did not provide ATR, if it did not provide ATR, this will also come to the second step only. Okay. Now what is going to happen? Within 21 days, the concerned designated body shall take the cognizance of the complaint for the first review of the resolution through scores. The designated body shall take up the first review with the concerned entity wherever required. The concerned entity shall submit the ATR to the designated body within the time stipulated by the designated body. The DB may seek clarification on the ATR submitted by the entity for the first review. The concerned entity shall provide clarification to the respective designated body wherever sought and within such timeline as the DB may stipulate. The DB shall stipulate the timeline in such manner to ensure that DB submits the revised ATR to the complainant on score within 10 calendar days of the review sought. Now what will happen, people? This particular person has gone for a review. Who will take up the review? The review will be given to the designated body. Now what will the designated body do? The designated body will reach out to the company. Whatever is the resolution you have provided, the investor is not happy. You give me the action taken report again. What is the solution you are giving? The ATR will be again taken care by the company. They will try to improve the solution. Now that will be given to the designated body. If at all DB is still not satisfied, the DB will still ask for more clarification. Now all of this, within how many days should the company give it to DB? DB will clearly specify, you need to give it to me within 2 calendar days, 3, 4, 5. DB will clearly specify. Why, sir? Because now whenever the investor has asked for a review, the DB has to reply to this. That is, it has to submit. Now see here, people. Who will submit the action taken report now? The first place, the ATR was submitted by the company. In the second place, ATR will be submitted by the designated body to the investor. and within how many days? It will be submitted within 10 calendar days. 10 calendar days from when, sir? 10 calendar days from the day you have seeked for the review. You have sought for the review? Yes, sir. From the day here, your 10 days will start. Within that designated body, now what will happen? I will go and contact the company personally. I will ask the questions. I will get it resolved. Now I'll come and give you the action taken report. Now the investor will see whether he is satisfied or not. Understood? That's what they are telling you. They are trying to streamline the process. They're trying to bring in the monitoring people. They're trying to reduce the timelines also. Everything is taken care now. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Within 10 calendar days, the review sought. Okay, next one. Second review of the complaint. Now, what is happening? Whatever DB provided, with that also you are not satisfied. What you will do? You will go to SEBI. See here. The complaint may seek a second review of the complaint within 15 calendar days from the date of submission of the ATR by the designated body. Now, what is happening, sir? They gave it to me. I'm not okay. This was my first review. Now I'm going for people's second review. Who is person going? This person is going for a second review. I'm going for a second review. Yes, sir. Second review within how many days, sir? You have to go it within people within 15 calendar days. From the day you got the second action taken report, from here people, from here you need to go within 15 calendar days. Okay. Now see here, in case the complainant is satisfied with the ATR provided by the concerned designated body, or he does not choose to go for a review, within 15 days shall be disposed on the scores. Meaning, sir, if I do not go for review, again in this step, it will be taken as your complaint has been resolved on the scores platform. They will resolve your complaint. They will be removing it and it will be considered as it is resolved if you do not go for the second review. Okay. In case the complainant is not satisfied with the ATR provided by the designated body or the concerned within 10 calendar days, SEBI may take cognizance of the complaint for the second review through scores. Sir, so if at all designated body also does not do the ATR properly, it does not give you the ATR within 10 days. Or you have given me, but I'm not happy with it. Now people, I'll go for this with SEBI. Second review will be with SEBI. Okay, now what is SEBI doing? SEBI may take up the review with stakeholders involved, including the concerned entity or designated body. The concerned entity or designated body shall take immediate action on receipt of second review complaint from SEBI and submit revised ATR to SEBI through scores within the timelines as specified by SEBI. Now what will SEBI do? SEBI will send it to the company and to the designated body as well. Now they will have to reply with the action taken report within the timelines as may be specified by SEBI. I will tell you within 3 days, within 2 days, you guys have to reply it to me. Okay. Next, sir. SEBI or the designated body may seek clarification on the ATR. If I'm not happy with the ATR you have given, I'll also ask for clarification by the concerned entity for review of the complaint. The concerned entity shall provide clarification to the respective designated body or SEBI wherever sought and within such timeline as specified. The second review complaint shall be treated as resolved or disposed or closed when only when SEBI disposes or closes the complaint on scores. So that's the ultimate authority, people. Until SEBI is now satisfied, the complaint will still remain open only. So until SEBI says yes, it is completely satisfied, the person is completely satisfied, the review will not be closed. The whatever is the complaint that will not be closed, it will keep still showing that this particular thing is pending only. It's clear? So what if I fail to reply? See, action for failure. Designated stock exchange shall levy a fine of ₹1,000 per day per complaint. If you remember, this was already discussed in the class also. Imagine if 5 investors have raised the complaint. So it will be per complaint ₹1,000 per day. So if it is okay, imagine one investor only has raised 5 complaints. So it will be ₹5,000 per day. And you guys have to pay it within the time specified by SEBI. The designated stock exchange shall issue a notice intimating the listed company about the levy of fines. I will send a notice to the company, you have to pay the fine. Also directing it to submit the ATR. So just because you pay the fine, it's not that you need not respond to the whatever the complaints, that also you have to do. So you have to submit ATR also on the pending complaints, and you also have to pay the fees. All of this should happen within 15 days from the date of such a notice. So if this is not happening, sir, then what they're telling you, SEBI, if this is not happening, sir, now what they're telling you, the stock exchange people will send a notice, it seems, that you guys have to submit ATR and also you have to pay the penalty. All of this should happen within 15 days from the date of notice. What happens even this is not happening? Then only you will send a notice to the promoter about freezing his accounts, that is his shares. Yes, I hope you guys are able to follow. In case a listed company fails to redress the grievances and or pay fine, you don't do both or any one within 15 days, then the concerned designated stock exchange shall issue notice to the promoter about what? Meaning, I'll be of such a listed company to ensure submission of ATR by the listed company within 10 days from the date of such notice. Now this didn't work, they did not do now I'll again send one more notice. Now I'm sending it to the promoter. Here I sent it to the company that within next 10 days you guys have to make sure you fix this. If failure of this also, this results into freezing of your accounts. Now that also will be intimated to the promoter. That's what is given here. See here. To freeze the entire shareholding of the promoter in such listed company as well as other securities held in the demat account of the promoter. Sir, I'm going to freeze what? The entire shareholding of the promoter in such listed company as well as other securities held in the demat account of the promoter. So everything will be freezed with sims. Yes. So in case the listed entity fails to pay the fine, resolve the complaint, in spite of all of this also, the designated stock exchange may initiate other actions as it deems appropriate. Whatever the other actions they want to do, they can do that as well. It's clear? Sir, this is same people. Sir, this scores thing, whatever we saw, whatever are the complaints, on what and all we can go for the complaints, whatever we had previously, it's the same. I'm just highlighted certain easy things for you to remember, but or else you go through the list once, everything is easy only. If you did not get the bonus, go for it. You did not get the dividend, go for it. You did not get the final redemption amount on your debentures. You have invested. On the final date, they did not give you the money. Go for it. Non-receipt of refund. I have invested in public issue. I did not get my money back also. I did not get the shares also. Everything is covered. See, shares is covered here. I did not get the money here. Everything is covered. Non-receipt of securities after transfer. I have transferred, but I did not get the money. The company has come with rights issue. I did not get the rights issue form. So everything, same things, everything will be covered. Yes, sir. Go through the list once. Everything is covered. Yes, sir. So these are the scores thing. So general provision regarding investor grievance redressal. You need to know these things. It seems. What is that first one? Investors shall first take up the grievance for redressal with the entity concerned through their designated persons or officials who handle issues. They're telling you first try to go directly. That's what I told you. Go and meet their stakeholder relationship committees. They will have grievance redressal officers. Try to meet them. Next one I told you. Open your account, create ID password, how to register complaint, scores. That is, you need to open that account in your scores website, and that is how it is done. Okay. In order to enhance ease, speed, and accuracy in the redressal of grievance, the investor may lodge the complaint against any entity on scores. Sir, within how many days should I come, sir? You can come, people, within a period of 1 year from the date of occurrence of the cause of action, where you have to come within 1 year, it seems. 1 year from when, sir? The complaint has approached the entity for redressal, stakeholder relationship committee. I reached out, but they did not respond, or they did not, they did not respond, or they rejected my, whatever is a request. Then 1 year from that day you can go. Whenever they rejected, or the complainant is not satisfied with the reply. They replied, sir, but I'm not satisfied. 1 year from the day they replied you can go and you can approach this particular listed, the scores website. So you can take it like a limitation act. You need to go within 1 year from this particular day. Sir, can I go after that, sir? See here, they say SEBI may reject such complaint if at all you go beyond that. They're not telling you shall, it is may. So it is discretion of SEBI. Beyond that, they may accept, they may not accept also. Clear? Next one, sir. The following types of complaints shall not be dealt through scores. This list was already there in your syllabus, people. They have added only two categories here. What is that? This A to F was already there. G they have added. What is that? Complaints which are in nature of market intelligence. That is information given to SEBI regarding violation of any of the provisions of the securities laws. If you remember, people, we had something called as informant reward. Imagine they're telling you following complaints cannot come here. What is that? If at all the complaints are in the nature of market intelligence, meaning, people, it is something which you are doing like an informant reward. You have given everything with an evidence. It's not like your complaint, you are proving that someone has gone wrong. So, sir, where that person can be very, it's not like you have lost your money. It's like the person has cheated the entire group of investors. In such case, people, it will come under that informant reward scheme and not here. They have added this particular thing, and they have added one more thing also. When we were doing what is that LODR, I had explained you about one more thing called as online dispute resolution. What is this? Whenever there is any what is that suit, you want to file a case like an arbitration. I told you there was something called as ODR, a new thing that has been opened. So anything which is pending with the ODR, you cannot raise a complaint on Scores website. Yes, what is ODR? We have seen in the class. Yes. Sir, what if, sir, you guys can have a doubt. I showed you one schedule. For companies, it will be stock exchanges. For this people, it will be this. Sir, what if there is no designated body only? Then for them people, the first review will be SEBI only and not a designated body. That is what they're given here. Yeah. The complainant in the event of being dissatisfied shall give reasons for not being satisfied. It's not like, now imagine a complaint is going for review. You need to clearly tell why you're not happy with the complaint given. You have to give reasons. Yes, sir. Scores shall only be a facilitative platform for investors to get redressal for the investors. Okay. In cases where investors raise issues which require adjudication on any third party, it has to go through. What is this, sir? Imagine whatever is a complaint you have raised, this particular complaint requires hearing. You are filing a case against the other party. You are filing a list. List means people suit. A hearing should happen. All those things cannot come under scores. Sir, then where can they go? It can go under ODR, online dispute resolution, which we have seen in the class. Yes. Investors can approach the online dispute resolution mechanism or other appropriate civil remedies at any point of time in case the complaint opts for online dispute resolution mechanism or other appropriate civil remedies while the complaint is pending on scores. The complaint should be treated as disposed on scores. Meaning what, sir? When the case is still going on, you have filed it here and you think that you're not happy. They're telling you, you can still at any given point of time directly go to ODR. Even if the scores platform you have already lodged a complaint, you can still go. But once you go there on the scores platform, it will be treated as your complaint is resolved. This entire thing is your scores. I hope this is clear. Any doubts? Any doubts? Yes, all of you. I hope this thing is clear. Any doubts? Clear? Yes, sir. Okay. Overall, the scores thing is important. You guys can expect one question here. Yes, all of you. Clear? Okay. Next ones are securities market intermediaries. You had the different types of intermediaries in your book. You had one person called as stockbroker. Now they have introduced one more type of person. It's not a replacement. Stockbrokers are still there. They have introduced a new type of person. The new type of person is called as qualified stockbroker. You can expect a question here. Now, what do you mean by a qualified stockbroker, people? Simple. He's a stockbroker only. He's no different from any other person. He's a stockbroker only. Then what is the difference? People, the number of clients with him is very more. The volume of trade he does is more. The amount of transactions he does is more. So because of all of these people, he cannot be just called as stockbroker. We need to give him a crown. The crown is called as qualified stockbroker. You guys are thinking, sir, we are giving him some privilege. People, it's not actually privilege, people. We are giving him some obligation. What do you mean by that? People, we are telling, if at all a normal broker, if he fails, it's okay, it seems. Imagine, people, there is one stockbroker who started near your home. He took money from 10 people and he ran away. They are telling it's still okay. But people, imagine people like Upstocks, Zerodha, Sher Khan. There are so many stockbrokers, no? Sir, what if people like them fail? What is going to happen? You as an investor, you will lose confidence in the overall system only. And as a stock market regulator, SEBI cannot take that. SEBI wants you to be trusted and you need to have the confidence in this particular system. So what did they do? They gave an extra obligation to these people who are there. SEBI said there are a few criterias I will consider. If you're satisfying these criterias, you will not be called as a just stockbroker. You will be called as a qualified stockbroker. The moment you're a qualified stockbroker, you need to cover extra additional responsibilities when compared to a normal stockbroker. Imagine if there are any disclosures. You need to do more disclosures. That's the whole concept of this. Now see what is this. The new regulation 18D enhanced obligations and responsibilities for qualified stockbrokers has been inserted. See, enhanced obligation and responsibilities, meaning it has gone up. Okay. The SEBI may designate a stockbroker as a qualified stockbroker. A stockbroker becomes a qualified stockbroker having regard to it. How? Size, scale of operations, impact on investors and securities market. Based on all this, I can classify. But generally, how do I do this? On the basis of the following parameters and appropriate weightages thereon. Meaning, sir, I'll consider all of this to consider a person as a qualified stockbroker. What is that? First one, the total number of active clients. How many people you have. The available total assets of the clients. How much in total? Put all these clients' money together. What is the total assets? The trading volume of the stockbroker in a day or at a time. What is the volume of trade you do? How many shares you buy? How many shares you sell? What is the overall trade? The end of the day margin obligation. I think we have done margin trading. How much margin you are giving it to your clients. So that will tell you how big you are. Compliance scores as may be specified by the board. Compliance scores means, people, imagine if a person is following all the rules and regulations properly, SEBI gives you like a rank, A plus, B plus and all. They're telling you what is your score. Have you done any non-compliance in the past? So compliance score as specified by the SEBI. Same way, grievance redressal score, meaning people have given you complaints on you. How well have you tackled it? Meaning scores only, grievance redressal. On that, the SEBI will give you one rank. How good is that rank? The last one, proprietary trading volume. What is proprietary trading volume? Meaning, sir, imagine I have an account with a broker. The broker will trade on behalf of you. Correct? Yes. The second question is, Don't you think the broker also has his own money? Can he trade his own money as well? If he is trading, if he is investing his own money, that is called as proprietary trading, meaning his own money is getting invested. All this will be considered to categorize a person as a qualified stockbroker. Sir, now once a person is a qualified stockbroker, now what is the practical implication of it? So what? So what? So if at all you guys are considered as a qualified stockbroker, you need to make sure all these things are discharged, meaning these responsibilities are taken care. What is that? Appropriate governance structure and processes, meaning who is the board, who is taking care of what. So appropriate governance structure and processes has to be set. Okay. Appropriate risk management policy and processes. Try to reduce frauds and all. What is that you are taking care? Scalable infrastructure and appropriate technical capacity. You are telling you have 1 crore clients, but is your infrastructure, is your hardware, is your software, is it able to handle that? Because what if market crash happens? Imagine your app is people on big billion day and all, your Flipkart and all crashes. Imagine if any most awaited movie is launched on Netflix or Amazon. On that particular second, it will not be able to take that, what do you say, the number of people who log in. Yeah, the footfalls they cannot handle. So are you able to have that infrastructure? Framework for orderly winding down. Winding down means people, if I've decided to shut down a process, what is the framework for that? What is the procedure for that? Robust cyber security framework. Cyber security, hacking, all that is avoided. Investor services including online complaint redressal mechanism. Nothing but scores. How are you handling the investor services and all? This is what I told you. What was the need of this circular? The need was because people, if this fails, your investors' confidence will fail. Important, remember and go from an exam point of view. Next one, sir. We had something called as foreign portfolio investors. It's the same thing. In the what is that? Intermediaries only. You had something called as FPI. Correct? In that they have added some information. Now what is that, sir? See here. If at all you guys want to be called as a foreign portfolio investor, now they are telling you, you have to apply for a certificate to be called as a foreign portfolio investor. Sir, where should I apply? You have to apply with people, the depository participant. Which depository participant? They will tell you which exact depository participant. You have to apply to the designated depository participant. Which form, sir? The form of fees and all will be told by SEBI. That is not there in a syllabus, but you need to apply in those forms. So for you to be called as a foreign portfolio investor, for grant of certificate, you need to apply with, you have to file an application with the designated depository participant. Clear? Sir, so I'll be giving all my details, people. Now imagine, what do you mean by foreign portfolio investor? Imagine this particular thing is like a company. Imagine it is like a trust or whatever it is. Inside them, there will be a lot of people who would have invested money into this foreign portfolio investor. So you need to give all this information in this application form. Sir, what if there is any change in this information? Whenever there is change, people, that should also be intimated to the designated depository participant within 7 days. That is only the next day entire thing. What is that? See here. The foreign portfolio investor shall, as soon as possible, but not later than 7 working days. Everything is 7 working days only. See here. Not later than 7 working days. Not later than 7 working days. You have to intimate whenever there is a change, it seems. So you need to intimate 3 instances. What are the 3 instances, sir? Imagine whenever I was applying for FPI certification, I had given some information. Yes, sir. What if whatever information you have given was false, was misleading? They're telling you, whenever you got to know whatever the information you guys gave was misleading or it was false, within 7 working days, you need to rectify that. You need to intimate it to the designated depository participant within 7 working days. Sir, next one. Sir, what if I had already given information? The information now is changed. Meaning, now imagine the foreign portfolio investor was controlled by one person. Now the control has changed. You need to intimate. Sir, now imagine there is any change in ownership. Imagine there is any change in the structure of the organization. All this you guys again have to intimate within 7 working days. So any material changes has to be intimated. The third one, sir, whenever, imagine, now what do you mean by foreign portfolio investor? This person is coming from a country outside India. Sir, what if a person outside India, there is some investigation going on, there is some penalty levied on you. Whenever such actions are taken on you outside India by the overseas regulator, you need to intimate into India within 7 working days. So one is fraudulent information, one is material change in information, one is any action taken like investigation, inspection, penalty has to be intimated within 7 working days. Understood? Ensure that accurate details regarding its investor group are maintained. Meaning FPI in me, who and all are investing. Imagine if there is a mutual fund coming from abroad. Who and all are invested in you, you have to maintain one database. Okay. Ayo. Next one, sir. They've added some points with some. If you remember, there was something called as general obligations. I'll see if I have them. Okay, I didn't get the file. So imagine people in intermediaries chapter, there is something called as general obligations under FPI. They've added 2 points there under that. What is that? A foreign portfolio investor that fulfills the criteria specified by SEBI from time to time shall provide information or documents in relation to the person with any ownership, economic interest or control in the foreign portfolio investor. Now, what do you mean by this, sir? FPI, time to time, you need to give the details about the people who are the owners in you, who have the interest in you, who have the control over this FPI. You need to give it time to time to the SEBI whenever they ask. The information or documents specified here shall be provided in the manner as specified by SEBI from time to time. Whenever I ask you, you need to give it in the way I tell you to give. From our importance point of view, this is like okay. Clear? Yes, sir. Okay. Sir, next one, sir. ICDR, sir. In ICDR, they have added, okay, this point, what is that? I told you in the class only earlier, there were 2 different chapters called as share-based employee benefits and sweat equity. Now they're telling you wherever a reference is given to share-based employment benefits, you need to read it as share-based employee benefits and sweat equity together. Yes, and they've added one more regulation, people, called underwriting. Not regulation, it was already there. Some parts of it has been changed. What is that, sir? There was something called as underwriting, people. Now, what is underwriting, people? I told you, whenever a company goes for an IPO or a FPO, further public offer, if a public offer has to be complete, people, whatever is the offer you made, 90% of it has to be subscribed. If at all your 90% is not subscribed, people, now what is going to happen? Your entire public offer is considered as unsuccessful. You need to return the money, whatever you have taken. Imagine if it is 80% subscribed. You have to return the entire 80%. So to avoid this, what will happen? The companies, to be on a safer side, what they do, they appoint a few people called as underwriters. You can call them as syndicate members also. So underwriters will be appointed to make sure whatever is a minimum subscription, if at all it is falling short by some percentage, that is always subscribed by these people. So who will subscribe, sir? It will be subscribed by these people. Who are they? It is the underwriters. Yes, sir. Sir, when and all these underwriters will subscribe in 2 scenarios, people. Whenever there is, under subscription, imagine 90% is the minimum subscription, but we got applications only for 82%. 8% will be subscribed by underwriters. This is the first scenario. Second scenario, imagine people, 95% of the people applied for our public offer. However, 5% of the people have not applied it properly. There is some more other problem. I'll tell you one simple example, mine only. I applied for one IPO. from the ups. I use a platform called as Upstocks. I submitted IPO here, people. But what happened? I submitted an IPO here, but what happened, people? Now, after this IPO was done, that is in the application, it gives you this, what is that? It sends a UPI payment. I need to go to my, say for example, Google Pay, and I'll have to say authorize the payment. So what I have done, I have applied from Upstocks. Application I have applied, but I forgot to authorize the payment. Technically, if you see, an application is submitted, but the payment I have not made. So technically, mine is not a valid application, but I'll be there in this 95%. So in such case also, what is this? Rejection of the application. Whenever it is improper application, now because of that it is coming down to 88%. Imagine 7% of the people were like me. Now the 2% will be subscribed by the underwriters. Meaning what, sir? Whenever there is under subscription or whenever there is rejection of the applications applied for this IPO. Now in this case, what will happen, people? It will go for underwriters subscribing for it. Is this clear? Yes, sir. Okay. Now read whatever given. They've given the same thing. If the issuer making IPO or FPO other than through book building, meaning people, you know that you can go for a public offer in two ways. One is fixed price method. That is where you specifically know what is your price. Next one is book building process. Meaning you want to determine the price. We had seen something called as bidding and all we will do. Price band and all. Always remember, in fixed price method, underwriting is optional. In book building process, underwriting is mandatory. That's the two differences. Remember. Clear? Yes, sir. Okay. See, that's what they have given. Desires to have the issue underwritten. Desires, meaning if you want to underwrite. If you are coming for an issue other than book building and if you wish to underwrite, then you need to enter into an agreement. If at all there is any under subscription, then you enter into an agreement, underwriting agreement with the merchant banker or stockbroker registered with board to act as an underwriter. Whoever is acting as an underwriter, enter into an agreement with them today only, indicating what is the maximum number of specified securities they shall buy and what is the price at which they will buy. When and all they will buy, whenever it is under subscription or whenever there is an account of rejection of application. Text will be copy paste. But when and all underwriters will buy, one is in the case of under subscription, whenever there is rejection of application. Yes. Next one, if the issuer makes public issue through book building, in such case what will happen? See here, the issue shall be underwritten. So we remember one thing, whenever you want to go for a public offer, there are two ways. One is called as a regulation 6.1, one is called as 6.2. 6.1 was a long cut, 2 was a shortcut. Shortcut is how people 75% directly you have to allocate to QIB. If you remember, they're telling you underwriting is mandatory. However, in the 6.2 part, whatever is the portion that has to be mandatorily allocated to QIB, this cannot be underwritten. It has to be given to QIB only. It is already a shortcut. In that also you need a shortcut. Is what they are telling you. Say, sir, same thing. Even in book building also. When and all underwriting will come into picture, whenever there is under subscription, whenever there is rejection. Same thing. Is clear? Pakka na? 75% part shall not be underwritten. Okay. Next one, sir. If the syndicate member fails to fulfill their underwriting obligation, meaning, sir, if the underwriter does not do it, then what will happen? The lead manager shall fulfill the underwriting obligation. People, this is not amendment. It was already there. The 75% was already there. Then what is the extra part? The rejection part is what is extra. I'm just explaining the entire provision. That's all. Sir, the lead manager and syndicate member shall not subscribe to the issue in any other manner. Meaning what, sir? Apart from this, you are not supposed to buy the shares in any other way. Next one, sir. In case of every underwritten issue, the lead manager shall undertake the minimum underwriting obligation. Meaning what, sir? There's a person called as merchant banker, that is a lead manager. He has to take a little percentage at least as an underwriting obligation. It's clear, Pakka na? Okay. Sir, what is the extent of underwriting? It has to be minimum subscription. To meet minimum subscription, whatever is required, that you need to buy. It's clear. In regulation 293 pertaining to conditions for a bonus issue, the following clause is inserted. Meaning, sir, in ICDR, in the bonus issue part, yeah, for conditions for bonus issue, they have added 2 more points. What is that? Absolutely not required and relevant, important also, but we'll see what is that. It has received approval from stock exchanges for listing and trading of all the securities, excluding options granted to employees pursuant to ESOP. What is that, sir? They're telling you whenever you're issuing bonus shares. Imagine a company already had 1 lakh shares. Now they're issuing another 1 lakh shares as bonus. You have to apply for you need to file an application with the stock exchange to list the additional securities as well. So, sir, whatever are the securities, everything you have to file. 2 things you need not have to list it. What is that? Whatever are the options granted to the employees, because people, it is not yet exercised. Once it is exercised, you are going to list it. Before it is exercised, you have just given an option. That part need not be listed yet. It's clear? Next one, sir, is and convertible securities. Imagine I've issued non-convertible debentures. It is not yet converted. Even that part also you need not list it yet. Rest of the securities you have to list it. And bonus issue shall be made only in the dematerialized form. So if you open your ICDR part only, in that there is bonus issue towards the last. There are conditions. To that conditions, add these 2 points. That's all. Clear? One second. This AC is very cold. Yes, sir. Clear? Okay. So this was in ICDR, people. The next one is issue and listing of non-convertible securities. In issue and listing of non-convertible securities, we already had this also. There was something called as, if you look at our book, there is, okay. There was something called as green debt securities. I told you what you mean by green debt security in the class only. What was it, sir? Whenever people, a company wants to come up with an IPO, a company wants to issue securities. Now, but what is the reason for the securities, people? The amount, whatever you're going to raise by issuing these securities, you're going to utilize it for some green projects, renewable energy, solar energy, water treatment. So something like this. If you're using it for the environment purpose, the securities that you're issuing will be termed as green debt security. So you guys already had from here to biodiversity. Here you had it. Sir, they have added these parts. What and all they have added? First one, pollution prevention and control. Meaning, sir, you can issue securities to prevent pollution and controlling whatever the air emission, greenhouse gases. For that also, if you are coming up with any project, you can raise money by issuing green debt security. Next one, circular economy adapted products. What is this, sir? Circular economy adapted products. Nothing but, people, how to reuse a particular product. Circle. What do you mean by circular? Meaning, sir, imagine from raw material you come to finished product. Once you waste the finished product, again can you reuse it? Imagine a plastic bottle. So for that, you can again issue green debt security if that is your project. Next one, blue bond. What is blue? Blue is water. So anything with regards to water management will come under blue bond. Issue, raise money. Next one is yellow bond. What is yellow? Yellow, we don't know anything, sir. If you remember, people, in all our drawings, whenever you draw current, Allah. Yes, imagine this current. Here you will always fill it in yellow, correct? I don't know. Probably in our cartoons and all, in our childhood, it used to be yellow. This is how it used to be. Correct? That's what they're telling you. See here, yellow bonds, which comprise of funds raised for solar energy, correct? Generation and the upstream industries and downstream industries associated with it. Meaning what, sir? Solar energy, any industry connected above its supply chain, below the supply chain. Upstream means above, downstream means below. So anyone supplying it to me or anyone buying it from me, everyone can go for green debt. Next one is transition bonds, which comprise of funds raised for transitioning to a more sustainable form of operation. Now, imagine, sir, I was giving, if you go to the supermarkets and all, nowadays they are coming up with biodegradable, waste, biodegradable covers. So I was already doing a product. Now I want to transition to a sustainable product. I need money. Go and issue green debt security from people. You can raise money. Even that is also covered. Any other category as may be specified. That is also covered. Okay, that's all. Next one, sir. In regulation 15.14, right to recall and redemption. Right to recall and redemption, people. This was also already there. If you remember your right to recall and redemption, I added right to recall and redemption. Okay. See, this point was already there. What is it, sir? This point was already there. Yes, sir. Here there is an amendment. Now, what is that? They have added some more points here. Now, what is that? See here. Sir, the issuer shall send a notice regarding recall and redemption of non-convertible securities. It's like a buyback. Prior to the maturity only, imagine I issued for 5 years, I'm buying back within that time only. To all the eligible holders of such securities and the debenture trustee, at least 21 days before the date from which such right is exercisable, and the notice to the eligible holders shall be sent. Meaning, sir, I have to send a notice, it seems, 21 days prior to the opening of the offer. Meaning, like a buyback, it is going to open at least 21 days before that. I have to send a notice. How will I send a notice? This is added. If at all your email ID is registered with me, I will send it in a soft copy. And if your email ID is not registered with me, I will send it in a hard copy. Meaning a physical print. That's all. Yes, sir. The issuer shall simultaneously provide a copy of such notice to the stock exchange as well, wherever these particular things are listed. So you have to give it to the stock exchange. The stock exchange will also put it on their website as a news. Okay, next one, sir. A new regulation has been added, regulation 33A, for public issue and listing of debt securities and non-convertible redeemable preference shares. People, this is not actually new, people. This was also there in ICDR also. Whenever you want to come up with a public issuer, how many days the offer should be open, all that was already there. That has been removed for your new syllabus from your ICDR part. That's the reason this is not there for you as of now. The same content, they have also extended it to the your debt securities part as well. Basically, non-convertible redeemable preference shares or your debt securities as well. They have just extended the same provision here also. Now, what is that, sir? Whenever you are coming up with a public offer of debt securities, they're telling you a minimum opening offer period has to be 3 days. Minimum has to be 3 working days. This has to be minimum offer period. Sir, maximum can be 10 working days. Understood? Sir, just like we can come up with red herring prospectus, book building process, price band, when we are issuing equity, can we do the same thing here? Yes, sir, you can do it. Imagine, people, in today's date, every offer will be generally open for 3 working days only. No one will go for 10 working days and all. Today, everything is around 3 working days only. Sir, now I also announced that my tenure, my offer period is 3 working days only. But is there a way, can I revise it later? Can I increase it? Yes, you can increase it. You can increase it in 2 scenarios. Imagine you're opened initially for 3 working days, you can increase it. When, sir? Whenever people, in case of revision in the price band, I told you that my price of security is 72 to 76. Imagine people, if at all I'm revising this price band, if I'm making any change to this, in such case, people, they allow you to increase your offer period. From 3 days, you can extend it to 6 days. It is allowed. See here. The issuer shall extend the bidding period disclosed in the offer document for a minimum period of 3 working days. You guys can be thinking, why would someone change this, sir? Why would someone do this? Now, first of all, think whether will it be increased or decreased. People, if you already got it for 76 rupees, you don't have a problem. You'll definitely go for listing. But what if you're not getting applications at all? Because people are thinking 72 or 76, both are expensive. In such case, what will happen? People will go for downward revisions. It may happen. Yes, sir. In that case, they are telling you, you can increase it. You can increase the offer period. Sir, imagine, sir, initially my minimum period only was 8 days. Now, can I increase it by another 3 days? No, people. At any given point of time, you cannot go beyond 10 working days. The maximum is always 10 working days only. So, if your initial period only was 8 days, the maximum you can increase it by 2 days. Sir, when else I'll get an option to increase my offer period? Imagine in my offer document, I had given it as 3 days. When else will I get an option to increase it to another period? Whenever people, a force majeure happens. Force majeure means, people, nothing but like an act of God. Something which you did not anticipate. Example, something like the banking industry went for a strike. Or there was some other emergency, national emergency. Sir, in that case, what happens, people? Again, you can extend it by another time period, provided again at any given point of time, it cannot go beyond 10 working days. Clear? Yes, sir. Okay. Next one, sir. They've added a few definitions in here also. It says, what is that? Whatever is a KMP definition in Companies Act, that entire definition has been copy pasted even in this particular provision as well. So today, whoever is considered as KMP in Companies Act, the same people are considered as KMP according to this chapter as well. Here. Next one, sir. They have added one more definition called as senior management, and they have added again the same people only in and around KMP only as this particular thing as well. Again, a okay thing only. Next one, sir. They have added one more thing, people. They have added a new chapter. It seems chapter means, people, nothing but like a heading in your non-listing part only. That is what is it? Convertible securities only. Now, what is that, sir? Okay, see, yes, sir. They've added this, people, 1. They've added this 2. They've added this 3. These 3 topics have been added in this particular chapter. All easy, nothing complicated, but might be important. Concentrate. Now, what are they telling, people? Issuance and listing of non-convertible securities issued on a private placement basis. Now, what is that, sir? Earlier, people, however, you go for a public offer of this non-convertible securities. Now they're telling you the same thing can also be issued on a private placement basis. What do you mean by private placement basis? You are allotting securities to a selected group of investors. Sir, when I have to do that, now whenever I issue a non-convertible security or any security to public or investors, there is always one document you issue. The document is called as, people, a offer letter. Sir, like that, is there any document in this particular private placement which I need to intimate it to the stock exchanges? Is there any document like that? Yes, there is a document. What is that? Before you go for a private placement, you have to give one document to the stock exchange. The document is called as general information document. Sir, in this general information, what should it be there? You need to disclose various disclosures. So what is that various disclosures? People, whatever the disclosures given to you under these regulations, you need to disclose that. Whatever the disclosures given to you under Companies Act 2013, if you guys remember, for people who have done Companies Act also, PPOL, private placement offer letter, whatever is given there, that also you need to disclose. And any additional disclosures as specified by SEBI, everything should be given in this general information document. Is clear? Pakana? Okay. So, using this general information document, how long will this general information document will be valid? Remember people, this general information document will be valid for a period of 1 year. You file it today with stock exchange. For the next 1 year, you can do how many ever private placements you want. I mean, this non-convertible security is not any other security. This security you can issue to how many ever people you want for the next 1 year. So this 1 year concept is somewhere similar, sir. We have seen this. Yes, people, if you remember ICDR chapter, in types of prospectus, there was something called as shelf prospectus. Shelf prospectus will be valid for a period of 1 year. However, whenever subsequently, if there is any change in information, you have to intimate that change in information in one document. The document is called as key information memorandum. If you remember there, here it is called as key information document. Rest and all is same. Meaning, if now what people, what do you mean by general information document? Whatever disclosures you have to give it to stock exchange, you have given everything. Sir, this is when I am going for the first private placement. Imagine after 2 months, I want to again issue few more securities. Now again, from the first time till this 3 months, there will be change in information. Sir, whatever the information has changed, like for example, change in capital structure, change in debt, you have taken more debt. Now this has to be intimated again in one document. You need not give the entire general information document again. Just to give this, so imagine this is general information document. This is like a parent. JID is like a parent. In the JID, one small component is KID. You just give KID. If you read this entire explanation, it explains even about shelf prospectus also. Similar to that is what they're telling. See here. Understood? Done. Next one, sir. Where did that go? Okay, I think in this sheet it's missed. I'll add this when I'm uploading this for you to download. I'll do this from this sheet only, but this is also added. What is it, sir? No. This now whatever I'm doing here, you guys can find it in LODR chapter. Technically, it is given in LODR, but it is relevant in this chapter, so I've put it here only. Yeah. Okay. Listing of subsequent issuances of non-convertible debt securities. Meaning what, sir? Sir, whenever a company is issuing non-convertible debt securities, and I want to list this, on this they have passed some regulation. What is that? Regulation 62A. A listed entity whose non-convertible debt securities are listed shall list all non-convertible debt securities proposed to be issued on or after Jan 1st, 2024 on the stock exchange. What do you mean by that, sir? An entity who has already issued non-convertible debt securities, and if that non-convertible debt securities are already listed, then they are telling you subsequent on or after January 1st, 2024, if you are issuing any new non-convertible debt securities, that non-convertible debt securities should be mandatorily listed. When if you already have your securities listed, new securities has to be mandatorily listed. When, sir? Anything issued on or after Jan 1st, 2024. Sir, what if it was issued before Jan 1st, 2024? Meaning December 31st, 2023 or before. Whatever was issued before that, if it is still outstanding, that you can continue to keep it unlisted at your choice. Meaning may list. If you want, you may list. If you want, you can continue as unlisted as well. Anything which you have issued before that. Next one, sir. A listed entity that proposes to list the non-convertible debt securities on the stock exchange on or after Jan 1st, 2024 shall list all outstanding unlisted non-convertible debt securities previously issued on or after Jan 1st, 2024 on the stock exchange within 3 months from the date of listing of the non-convertible debt securities. Meaning what, sir? Let us imagine as on what is that January 1st 2024 we had some non-convertible securities. Is it listed? No. Are we doing a new issue? No. It is already existing. Now whichever is already existing, imagine you have done private placement, you want to list these existing non-convertible debt securities. Here they are telling you, if you are proposing to issue new shares, if you want to issue, see here, issue. The second thing they're telling you, you're not issuing, you just want to list, which was already issued. Then what they're telling you, a listed entity that proposes to list non-convertible debt securities on the stock exchange on or after Jan 1st, 2024. So after this day, if you want to list any of your past securities, shall list all outstanding unlisted non-convertible debt securities previously issued on or after Jan 1st, 2024 on the stock exchange within 3 months. What do you mean by that, sir? Imagine people on, say for example, okay, let us imagine on 1st Jan 2024, none of my securities are listed. Now I decided to issue some non-convertible securities on private placement basis. Now should I mandatorily list this? The answer is no. Because when does the first condition come? Whenever your any existing shares are listed, your new issue, however you do it, you have to mandatorily list that also on the stock exchange. But imagine in my case, on 1st January 2024, there is no non-convertible securities that is already listed. The new securities I am deciding to come up with private placement. Yeah. Now, when did I come up with private placement? Imagine I came it on 1st March 24. Now, imagine in the 1st June 24, I decided to list this old securities, which was already there on 1st Jan 24. I decide to list that. Then they are telling you, if you decide to list anything which was already existing on 1st January 2024, any non-convertible securities issued after 1st Jan 2024, in our case 1st March 2024, which you have actually done a private placement, this should also be mandatorily listed. Revise, read the provision again, try to see what we actually discussed. Is this clear? Okay. Next one, sir. A listed entity shall not be required to list the following securities. This following is not required. What is that? First one, any bonds which is issued according to the Income Tax Act. If you are following the provisions according to Income Tax Act, that is section 54 EC, you need not have to list those things. You just remember that point, more than sufficient. Next one, non-convertible debt securities. You have issued it to a person according to an agreement. To whom have we given, sir? We have given it to a multilateral institution like World Banks, International Monetary Fund, IMF and all. Example, multilateral institutions. Based upon an agreement, if you have given any non-convertible securities to them, you need not list those securities, not required. However, whenever, okay, I'll tell you that. Next one, non-convertible debt securities issued pursuant to an order of any court or any financial sector regulator. Meaning, sir, I've given the non-convertible securities to any person. How? Based upon the order of the court or tribunal or any financial service regulator. Who is a financial service regulator? It can be RBI, IRDA, PFRDA, etc. So based upon their order, if I've given it to any non-convertible securities to any person, I need not list these securities. So three things. One is Income Tax Act. Next one is multilateral institutions based upon an agreement. The third one is pursuant to an order of a court or tribunal or according to the stipulation by financial service regulator. Is this clear? Pakka na? Okay. Provided the securities issued by listed entity under clauses 2 or 3 shall be locked in and held till maturity by the investor and shall be unencumbered. Meaning, sir, I'm giving it to the multilateral institution or to a person according to the financial regulator or as told by the court. I'm giving to him. He is not supposed to give it to anyone else until it matures. That is what they have given, locked in. Until it matures, and people, you cannot even encumber it. Encumber means what, people? I cannot pledge it, and on that I cannot take any loan. Not allowed. If you are satisfying that, then you need not list it. Clear? A listed entity proposing to issue securities under subregulation 4 shall disclose to the stock exchange on which its non-convertible securities are listed. Meaning what, sir? Whenever I'm giving my securities according to this point, I have to at least intimate to my stock exchange that I've issued such securities to these people and no listing is required. I need to at least intimate it to my stock exchange. Is clear? Huh? Okay. The next amendment, sir, they have introduced people, just like you guys have voluntary delisting of equity. They have introduced a new chapter called as voluntary delisting of debt securities or non-convertible redeemable preference share. Sir, what is the procedure? A simple thing, people. What is that? Sir, a new thing has been added. Applicability, people, for voluntary delisting from all or any other stock exchange. Whether if you want to delist from NSE, BSE or only from NSE, these provisions will be applicable. Okay, how? First, you need to get an in principle approval from the stock exchange. So, a company, let us imagine, Infosys has listed its non-convertible securities. If I want to delist, then what should I do? I have to apply for in principle approval for the stock exchange from wherever I want to delist. Imagine I want to delist from BSE. I will apply for BSE. Yes, sir. Sir, within how many days? You need to apply, people, within 15 days. Sir, 15 days from when? You need to, within 15 working days. 15 working days from the date of passing of board resolution, whenever the company decides to do so. Or imagine if I am an insurance company, if I want to delist, I need to also consult my regulator, IRDA. Whenever IRDA confirms, within 15 days from that, 15 working days from that, whichever is later. Imagine I'm imagine I'm an insurance company. My board decided today, but I need some other approval also. So the approval came much later. The 15 days will start between the board resolution or the approval you got from the regulator, whichever is later. 15 working days from board resolution or receipt of any other statutory or regulatory approval, whichever is later. Okay. The application shall be disposed of with the stock exchange within 15 working days. So you give it, they have to decide within 15 days. They cannot take more time than 15 working days. Okay. Notice of delisting. Once the stock exchange responds, people, you need to intimate it to the holders as well. No, even they need to know. So the listed entity shall send the notice of delisting to the holders of non-convertible debt securities not later than 3 working days from the date of receipt of in principle approval. Now you imagine, whenever they give, you need to respond to the holders within 3 working days from the day you receive the approval. Okay. Approval from the holders and no objection letter from the debenture trustee. Meaning what, sir? Now you need to get an approval from them. You are given a notice. Now approval has to be given by 2 people. Who? One is people, here, all the holders. Everyone have to agree. All. They have not given special resolution or nothing like that. Everyone have to agree. Unlike our equity, where we had said some public majority, twice in number and all, we had seen the criteria. Here everyone have to agree. And not only that, sir, you need to get a no objection letter from the debenture trustee. Remember, anyone also have not responded. Meaning, people, in principle approval you did not get. The holders did not respond. They said no. Or they imagine the debenture trustees said no. Anyone said no, people, it will be considered as failure only. That is what is given here. In principle, holder, debenture trustee. Whenever there is a failure, people, now imagine holders did not respond. You need to intimate the stock exchange within 1 day. BSA, I'm sorry, da, you gave me the approval, but my holders did not give me the approval. You need to intimate within 1 working day. Sir, once imagine we got all the approvals, holders as well as debenture trustee. You will file one final application to the stock exchange. Sir, I've taken everything. Please give me one final delisting approval. Within 5 working days from obtaining the requisite approval from the holders as well as the debenture trustee, the stock exchange shall within 15 working days from the date of receipt of the application respond and give the final delisting order. Understood? Yes, sir. That is what is given in this particular. What is that? Non-list here, non-convertible. Preference and debt. So one is given in LODR, the other two have just moved from LODR to the debt securities part. Is clear all of you? Pakka? 100%? Okay. Okay, let us do one thing. I'll give this particular thing as a first video. I'll be uploading it as a first video. Watch till here. I'll again record another video from this particular LODR part. Yes, watch this particular thing.